Okay, so today I did a bunch of notes on this video, so hopefully we can actually get you guys educated on something that you may not have known about. Here's the risk of smoking dab carts. There's a lot of risks actually, but the first one I'm going to start off with is the material that they use to cut it or stretch it out. And most of the time, these people aren't scientists. They're not smart at all. Actually, they're people in their mom's basement, just like using some money that they got from their parents to make some crazy stuff. They're not. I'm not gonna get into bashing the kids, but just not kids you want to deal with. They are not smart kids. They just want money, even though they probably already have it. But let's say that the one thing that I would try to tell you guys to steer away from is any cards that have a bubble that does not move at all, or a bubble that moves too much. If it keeps going up and down and up and down, that means it's full of terps, which aren't that bad, but it's still not good for you. They don't really know the health consequences to terps yet, but there might not be any health consequences at all. So I'll just stay away from it because it's gonna be no THC in it. It's gonna be just basically like almost like a CBD card, almost. It's gonna be just for taste. But the ones that have a bubble that does not move usually have vitamin E in it, and vitamin E can cause this disease called EVALI, which there is actually reported cases. I believe it was 68 reported cases in December of 2020, which doesn't sound like a lot, but any reported cases from a dab card is crazy, just mind blowing. But there's also another thing that they put inside of dab cards called propylene glycol, and it can cause neurological problems and seizures. There's actually a better tool to use than propylene glycol, and it's called vegetable glycerin. And I'm not telling you guys to go use this and make your own dab cards, but if you're gonna be doing that dumb shit, use the right material, please. But there's also a lot of pesticides that will be in the plants before they turn them into extracts. And usually the weed that they turn into extracts is not going to be the top shelf flower. It's going to be the bottom of the bag stuff, the shake, the stuff that they can't sell. Alright? It's going to be stuff that they need to turn into something else. Usually they'll turn it into edibles, pre-rolls, grams, something, you know what I mean? Just something light just to get it off. But the pesticides that are left into the extracts can cause headaches, nosebleeds, diarrhea, uh, vomiting, vomiting is probably the most common one. I don't know why I said that one last. That's definitely the most common one. I've had a thing called cannabinoid hypermesis syndrome, which I believe was mainly only from smoking PGR weeds and stuff, bad weed and stuff, but I'm not too sure. I'm gonna make a video of me going more into depth and giving you guys some information about cannabinoid hypermesis syndrome, just because I would hope that none of you get it, and my bad experience can show you why not to have that experience. But the pesticides are mostly only in the black market ones because they don't have to get tested to see if they are good enough to pass, but there is still companies that will have trace amounts of pesticides in their products. So it is always good to do your research and go check the lab results of whatever you're using just to be sure. You know what I mean? Because you never know. But one telltale sign of if the card is real is if you can look online and type in the PIN number that is left on the package of the card. Usually they'll have like a scratch off thing where you can see like a number, type it in online, and it will verify that it's real. So if it has that number, go do that. You won't even have to go through all the hoops and shit just to find out if it's actually that brand. It will tell you online for sure. That Google test, it works most of the time. But when researchers did tests on the illegal cartridges, they learned how they contained myclobutanol, and when burned, this fungicide converts itself into hydrogen cyanide. I get stuck on that word a lot. I don't know why. It looks like it's not supposed to say cyanide, but hydrogen cyanide, which exposure to hydrogen cyanide can lead to most sensitive organs such as the central nervous system, the pulmonary gland, and your cardiovascular system to get very, very damaged. Did you just hear what I said? I said your central nervous system, your pulmonary gland, and your cardiovascular system can get damaged from this material that they have inside of cards. Obviously, this is more for like the black market cards, but this stuff is actually super common, and people aren't even really sure of what it's from yet. But and the last big problem that I'm going to present to you guys is the temperature that your vape is set at. If you have a vape that is set at above 330 degrees, or if your vape can go over 330 degrees, I recommend getting a new one that only goes up to 330 degrees. If it's anything above that, you're burning it too much, and it's just not going to be good. Low temperature dabs may not get you high as fast, and may not hit you as hard, but it will be so much better for you in the long term. And just overall, high temperature dabs too, not just dab carts. If you're taking high temperature dabs, then you will see problems with it, and it will not be good for you. But hey, if you want to keep doing the dumb shit, do it. I cannot stop you, but I just would like to give you guys my recommendation. I would recommend that you guys don't smoke dab carts at all. I would recommend that you go get yourself a nice little dab rig. If what you are worried about is the smell and you can't smoke inside your house, then let me show you guys this again. A dab rig. That shit does not smell. Surprisingly, you can smoke it all day and it won't stink up your house. It leaves this like super small little smell, which like if your parents are like, or parents are landlord, whichever one we're going with right now, whichever one doesn't approve of you smoking, they probably won't smell this one. But if they do, then the best way to hide it is just an incense stick. You can light like a little piece of the incense, and it will just get rid of the smell immediately. So I highly recommend it, and I definitely hope that this information can help someone either make the decision not to smoke dab cards again, or to only focus on getting stuff from a med shop, because the black market stuff may save you a little bit of money right now, but you will go spend it later if you're spending it on hospital bills and all these different things. You're not going to work because you're in the hospital, because you got a hole in your lung now from fucking vitamin E. Hey, I appreciate you watching this video. Definitely stay blessed and stay safe from these dab cards.